It's a fun 3-day event for everyone. So enjoy our wonderful city of Huntington Beach. Bring your family and friends and enjoy the Pacific Airshow in Huntington Beach moving forward. And our goal is that this becomes a signature event in many years to come. In fact, Casey's boy Liam, just born about 6 months ago, we're hoping that Casey's boy brings his son to the Pacific Airshow, and because it's such a wonderful family-friendly event.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of our leaders who made this happen, Mayor Pro Tem Gracey Vandermark, for some comments.
Thank you all for coming. I actually just want to thank our community for reaching out to us. While we campaigned, we came across thousands of residents who not only asked for hope, for change and hope, they demanded it. And we stepped up, and we want to keep every single one of our promises. I know it seems somewhat of a novel concept to have elected representatives that keep their promises. Well, that is exactly what you elected. And we couldn't have made the air show happen without you entrusting us with your vote and your support. So we want to thank you once more for making this happen. Thank you.
All right.
And now, McKeon.
Thank you all for coming. Promises made, promises kept. As we campaign on saving the air show, and we have done just that. Since being elected, we have worked very hard to resolve the impasse between the air show and the city's lawsuit by solving the complications that resulted from the canceling of the air show in 2021. Without our efforts, the air show is not coming back. It was done. Through hard work and compromise on both sides, we are excited to announce that the air show will be returning to Huntington Beach. As one of the premier events on the West Coast, the air show is a massive display of patriotism that personifies the extremely patriotic nature of Huntington Beach, which also boasts the largest and longest running Independence Day parade this side of the Mississippi. It was disappointing that the last city council did not value the patriotism and enormous economic benefit of this event, as evidenced by their lack of leadership and effort to seek a compromise. This new city council is extremely proud that this iconic, patriotic event is returning to Huntington Beach. Thank you, everyone. And now Kevin Elliott. No pressure.
Go.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Elliott, and I am the CEO of Code 4 and Pacific Airshow, headquartered here in Huntington Beach. Isn't it beautiful? Great day. I represent almost 90 employees up the street who work every day, come to work to serve our great community. As many of you know, I founded Code 4 when I was 22 years old, right here in my hometown of Huntington Beach. And 17 years later, I have never been more proud to continue to call this my home. As a lifelong resident of Huntington Beach, born and raised, I am proud to stand with these 3 council members plus Pat Burns, Mayor Tony Strickland, Mayor Pro Tem Gracey Vandermark, Councilmember McKeon, and of course, Councilmember Pat Burns, who's not here with us, and thank them for their leadership and commitment to our community. I'd also like to thank our City Attorney, Michael Gates, for his leadership in guiding what has been a very challenging process. Thank you. Without the, please. Without the combined leadership of these officials, ladies and gentlemen, and their steadfast commitment to making smart decisions for the city of Huntington Beach, there would not be a future air show in our city. I'm thrilled that the community rallied and the residents of this great city stood up and demanded that we elect leaders who will get back to listening to the residents and doing what's best for our city. Leaders who enact pro-business, pro-tourism, and pro-Huntington Beach agenda. Through the efforts of the leadership of the 4 and our city attorney, I'm pleased to announce that Pacific Airshow will continue this great tradition and will return for 2023, scheduled September 29th through October 1st of this year. I know the council agrees with me, but I have to say I'm extremely proud that Pacific Airshow in Huntington Beach have become a beacon for our United States military and the military service members and their families. And they are all extremely welcomed, not just by us, not just by the council, but by the community here in Huntington Beach. I'm proud that our event uniquely welcomes everyone from every background to look towards the skies and watch human excellence in action and that tradition of inspiration will continue in Huntington Beach thanks to these council members. Pacific Airshow is the type of event that we as residents and business owners can all be proud to host in our beautiful city. It's not just for us, not just for our county, but for our country. And now with Pacific Airshow's expansion to Gold Coast of Australia, the Huntington Beach is going to play center stage in what will be the largest air show in the entire world, bookending the Pacific Ocean and uniting two of the world's closest allies, the United States and Australia. So, on behalf of my team and on behalf of the good people of Huntington Beach and all that are positively impacted by Pacific Airshow, I want to thank the Fab Four for your vision and leadership and for living up to your commitments to the residents of Huntington Beach. Congratulations, you saved the air show. And now I'd like to introduce our CEO of fantastic Visit Huntington Beach, Mr. Kelly Miller, for a few remarks.
Good afternoon. I just flew back from Hawaii last night about midnight, where my lovely wife Kate and I celebrated 22 years of marriage. And I'm only mentioning this for a couple reasons. If I suddenly nod off at the podium, it's not because of a macadamia nut-induced coma. But more importantly, it was such an honor to get a call and say, hey, can you be here? So got our rear ends back here and literally to talk about one of the greatest assets we have in Surf City, USA, the Pacific Airshow. Visit Huntington Beach, people may not know what we do. We're the official destination marketing organization for this lovely city that we all love. And we're tasked with one thing. We want to generate what we call destination demand. And see that little kiosk being painted right over there? That's one thing we do. We have great websites, social media, websites, PR stories, all those things. And what we try and do is convince people why they should come here. Because I'm telling you, down the coast and up the coast, it's competitive. There's a lot of reasons why people can go to other places. But I'm telling you, it's job number one. And last year, just alone, those visitors that came here in the millions generated $16 million in TOT, occupancy tax, back to the city, which is huge. That goes right to the general fund. But I'm excited about this year's show. It's going to be action-packed. And I'm telling you that years ago, Huntington Beach was like a place that everybody talked about summertime. And then there was the shoulder season. But I'm here to tell you that's not the case anymore. And this is a big reason for it. Just last year, in 2022, the direct economic impact for the air show was $70.4 million. Nice. That is a lot of money. And I can tell you that's a lot of money in COVID times. There was still some apprehension in travel, as you can recall. But here's what's cool. Here's some other little tidbits. Average household income was $838,000. Over half of those people that came were outside of Orange County. You'll love this. 1/3 of the people that came brought children 18 years and younger. And over 30% of all the attendees last year were people of color. More than half of the attendees in 2022 said that the event had a positive impact on their perception of Huntington Beach, with 88% of those attendees saying that they were satisfied with the event. 91% said that they would return here. That's a big deal. The full report will be available on surfcityusa.com in a couple weeks or so. But most importantly, Kevin, we are really looking forward to welcoming back your show back here to Huntington Beach. And here's what's really cool, too, is we are telling the world and other special event promoters, like the ISA, which will have the Parasurfing Championships here, AVP, U.S. Open of Surfing, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, they're coming. And we hope that in 2028, the decision will be made to bring some Olympic events here as well. Notes are flying. You get the gist of what I was going to say. And I'll end with this. Kevin, about 6 or 7 years ago, former city manager Fred Wilson, we were talking. You might remember Mike McKeon and that gang. They did the air show, and Kevin was the guy in the background. And we were talking with Marie and I was with the city at the time, and we were talking about how we resurrected, how do we keep this. And Kevin, a local guy, stepped up and said, "I love Huntington Beach so much. I'm willing to put my financial risk on the line. I'm willing to make this happen." And And here we are today, 2023, we're getting ready to celebrate the largest event that we have in Huntington Beach, the air show. Thanks, Kevin.
Awesome. Yeah.
Questions? Any questions? Go ahead.
So to clarify that, is the lawsuit between the city and Uniform been settled?
Michael Gates, our city attorney, will answer that question specifically.
Repeat the question, please.
The question is, I believe, is the lawsuit between Pacific Airshow and the city been settled? And the settlement agreement has been entered into, and the city will be discussing the lawsuit.
Nice.
What are the terms of that agreement?
I can share the terms with you. I have an executive summary if you want to email me at michael.gates@surfcity-hb.org. That's michael.gates@surfcity-hb.org. I can send you that summary. Questions? Go ahead.
Is it true that you're funding this with fees from the parking meters, and it started during COVID, that the previous administration that you're kind of putting down before, that they gave you the ability to tap into the parking meters to fund the air show, and then it went so well that you decided to take that and run with it, and that's how this is being funded? Because that's what most of us are under the impression is going on.
Wow.
I'm not under that impression.
Wow.
No, the answer is no, that's not how it's being funded.
Huh.
There's an incremental amount of revenue that's generated by the additional parking fees, and that parking additional revenue has been applied in the past towards covering some of the safety costs, but that additional revenue comes from the additional parking fees that are charged, so it doesn't come out of the city's budget. But to answer your question, the air show costs millions and millions and millions of dollars to produce, and that's just a small fraction of money. So the answer is no.
So the parking fees money goes to the city and it
That's
doesn't
correct.
go to the air show.
That is 100% correct. We do
Great.
not see that money.
Any other questions?
Wow.
Good work, guys. Good
Nice
work.
job.